It's crazy that you clicked on this video, and in a lot of ways, it breaks my heart. Not because I feel like something's wrong with you, quite the opposite. I've been in your exact shoes. I felt unlikable. I felt like I was tolerated a lot of times in my life. And some people don't know this. Some people close to me probably don't even know this. But I did feel like the people around me just didn't like me or didn't respect me or just didn't want to be around me. And that is no way to go through life. That is no way to feel. So I thought, hey, since I was able to make it out of this hole, since I was able to turn things around, why not share that with you? And there's a great quote on this, is a great saying that says, to be interesting, you have to be interested, right? And I made a video on this. If I can think of it or find it, maybe I'll link it at the end. I made it a long time ago, several weeks ago. But I want to kind of piggyback off of that concept and tell you what helped me to get out of the hole. First, I want to talk about I just want to illustrate how I felt this way, right? And I'm going to illustrate it in telling a story from my own life. A couple of years ago, I was playing professional basketball. I still actively play professional basketball, but there was a specific team that I was playing on. And I came into this team knowing that from a resume perspective, based on where we had all played the year before, I had the most to prove. I was also one of the younger players on the team. And yeah, there were a lot of people questioning whether or not I belonged on this team. Not because of what I actually was able to do on the court or what people saw me do on the court, but just because I had jumped 2 leagues higher instead of, some people stay in the same league for their entire career. Some people are lucky enough to make a jump one league up. I was able to make a leap even beyond that and go 2 leagues up. So, of course, it's going to lead to people questioning. And I did not respond to that questioning in a way that I would today. I didn't handle it in the best way. Not in a sense of me being a bad person, not in a sense of me being, yeah, anything other than, how do I put this? Because I want to be open and honest with you. I just didn't put myself in a position to be liked because I was so competitive. I was so fixated on trying to prove myself. I was so just determined to prove what people were saying about me wrong that I didn't open myself up to even be liked, which is crazy. And I thought I did. I thought people knew more about me than they actually did because we walk around with ourselves every single day and we start to almost assume that everyone else does the same thing or can see inside of our heads or see inside of our private moments, but they can't. They had no idea who I was and what it took for me to get to that spot. A lot of them, I spent an entire year with them, still didn't know at the end of it. And yeah, of course, some people are going to be interested enough in you or just like you enough to do more research or ask more questions. But what about the people who aren't willing to do that? Because that's the vast majority of people. Most people are out here just surviving, just reacting to what's happening around them. Yeah. It seems like they're attacking you personally. It seems like they might be closing you off. It seems like they might be shutting you out. But really, they're just surviving. They're just trying to do their best to keep their heads above water. And that was the same situation with my team that I'm talking about here. So where was my mistake? Where would I do things differently now? That's what you're still here wanting to figure out. And it's this. And what does it have to do with to be interesting? You have to be interested. This is what it is. I realized as a result of this that in order to be liked, you have to like other people. Let me say that one more time. In order to be liked, you have to like other people. And I'm gonna go into detail obviously on this, but to give you an example, I'm gonna say this, right? Think about the guy who has the option to pick between two girls. One girl is extremely attractive. She is an Instagram model, let's say. Not all Instagram models are extremely attractive, but let's say this one is. And it's his dream woman physically. Okay? But she does not act like she likes him. She gives him the cold shoulder. She leaves him on red. She doesn't like his stuff on Instagram. She followed him and then unfollowed him. She doesn't talk to him. Right? So let's take that. And then let's take kind of your run of the mill girl. Not overly attractive because maybe she doesn't put as much value on it. So she doesn't really doll herself up or make sure she gets the perfect angle on Instagram. And yeah, she really likes him. She asks him questions. She supports him. She wants to know who he is and know his goals, know his dreams, know about his family life, know about what he likes and what he doesn't. She remembers little things. Who is that guy going to date? Who is he going to date? 9 times out of 10, a healthy man is going to pick that girl, the second girl. Does not matter how attractive you are, how good of friends you could be with someone, how valuable you might be. If you don't like someone else, how can you expect them to like you? And that's the thing that we all mess up. We're all sitting around waiting for people to take the first step and to like us and to show that they're open and that we're welcomed and accepted and so on and so forth. But what if you turn the tables and you say, hey, I'm going to come out and I'm going to show you that I like you? Not in a romantic sense, but just saying, hey, I see you and I want to know more about you. Anybody, there is a loneliness epidemic right now in our world. There is a loneliness epidemic. So many people are lonely. We have more connection to each other than ever in terms of being able to message, being able to FaceTime, being able to do whatever. But we are more lonely than ever. Why? Because everyone is waiting on everyone else to make the first move. And it's not about putting yourself out there and ripping your heart out of your chest and hoping that the other person accepts it. No. It's about taking that simple step and saying, hey man, hey, I like that shirt, man. What's your name? Boom. You don't have any friends? Go out in public. Compliment somebody. Sit next to somebody at the food court. Chop it up with them. When you're standing in line behind somebody, start shooting the breeze. Friends can be found everywhere. And if it's at work where you're struggling to integrate yourself or struggling to feel liked, then think about this. Instead of you walking around and criticizing everybody for not liking you and being bitter because people aren't feeling you, why don't you find some stuff to like about those people? Because everyone has two sides to them. Everyone has a side that is unlikable, and everyone has a side that is extremely lovable. You, me, your mom, your uncle, and yes, even Ted at work. We all have likable and unlikable traits. And the truth is, from the outside looking in, most of the time, you're only going to see the unlikable stuff. Likable stuff normally is stuff that isn't even you. The watch, the cars, the house, the family, the dogs, that kind of stuff. The position at work. It's not even what you want people to like about you. You want people to like the fact that you make the best mac and cheese quesadillas on the planet. Nobody knows that because they see your house. Nobody knows that when you drive by in your Porsche. You want people to know that after you eat Thanksgiving dinner and you're watching football, there's a guaranteed chance that you fall asleep. You want people to know that you're scared of birds. You want people to know that you're really competitive when it comes to board games. You want people to know that no one can beat you in Scrabble. The little stuff that you wish more people knew about you. But guess what? People are going to want to find out more about you if you are willing to find out about them. If you can say, hey, man, boom, like, hey, I know maybe you feel like people don't really like you around here, but I want you to know that I think you're doing a great job here in the office. And I see the little stuff that you do. What does that do for a person? What does that do? Imagine you say that and then you ask them, "Hey man, you want to grab some coffee later?" If they tell you no, then guess what? You just found somebody who you don't want to hang out with. Perfect. But can you find some genuine stuff to compliment? Can you find some genuine stuff that you like about people and share it with them? Tell them. I know, I know it's scary. I know it takes courage, but it is worth it every single time. And take it from me, because it wasn't just in pro basketball. It was with women in relationships just the same. I was distant. I was waiting for them to show me who they were instead of being willing to find out who they were and find out what I liked about them. I was so worried about picking the wrong one that I couldn't find the right one. Find people's strengths. Encourage them to keep being the best version of themselves, because you know better than anybody that it is a battle every single day to show up as your best self. Bad habits exist, bad days exist, bad moods, all of that stuff. And when somebody goes out of their way to tell you something like that, like, hey man, I think you're doing a great job, keep it up, that means something. And that might be all it takes to have somebody go from a stranger to one of your best friends. And speaking of which, if you need a friend, then I'm here every single day, sharing stuff from my life just like this. Not overly edited. Yeah, I had some pauses where I'm nervous that people might have left off and it might have killed the algorithm. And yeah, maybe less people saw this than needed to see it. But I also have faith that if you needed to see this, you made it to this point. If you did, make sure you send this to a friend. Send this to someone who you haven't talked to in a while. Make sure they see it. Make sure you let me know that you made it to this point. Let me know that I have new friends out there. Like I said, we're lonelier than ever. So if you need to know that you're in this together with me, please let me know. Because I need to know that I'm on this YouTube journey with you. We're all doing this together. We're all here on earth together for a reason. Right? So let's build together. Let's be together. And let's all together remember this fact. I say it in every video. Like I said, I'm posting here videos just like this every single day. And I say this every single day as a reminder to you, but also as a reminder to myself. Because I used to say, it's only the beginning. And I didn't like saying that. This is the first time I'm talking about this on YouTube. I used to say only the beginning, but I didn't like that because I always felt like, okay, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. It made me feel like I wasn't getting it, or it wasn't enough. But now I say the best is yet to come. because this might be excellent, but I know even better is to come. My best days are ahead of me. It doesn't discount the days that I'm in, doesn't discount the times that you're having right now, but it also reminds you that there's even better on the horizon. So, for those of you who are wondering why I'm saying that every single day, now you know. And when you hear it in the future, you'll know as well. So, hey, if you want to steal that, I know there have been people who've stolen that. Maybe I'll put it on a shirt at some point. But yeah, the best is yet to come. Always remember that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you on the next video, which you should be able to find right here. And the option to subscribe and continue to be friends, continue to like each other is right here. I'll see you wherever you choose to see me next.